Good afternoon, book lovers of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber and I also read a page from a book of my choice. In today's video, I am going to be reviewing Alice in Borderland Volume 2 by Haro Aso. I reviewed Volume 1 just a couple of days ago. I rated this one 4 out of 5 stars and it has about 350 pages, more or less. Now, this one was a reread as well, much like Volume 1 was, but I wrote another review entirely, um, and I will not be using the review I wrote about 2 years ago now, 3 years even, 3 years ago. Um, after finishing this for the first time. So, this one is the volume which includes the Seven of Hearts game. So, as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the video for Alice in Borderland Volume 2. If you haven't read the manga series or watched the live action show, please refrain from watching this video, otherwise, you will be um, the show will basically be ruined for you, so feel free to click away. And yeah, the Seven of Hearts game will never not traumatize me. I've watched this scene multiple times, I've read it several times as well, and it still breaks my heart each and every time. However, there is one very interesting and fascinating distinction between the manga and the live action show, and in the manga, it all happened pretty quickly. Arisu lost his friends Karube and Chota very, very quickly in the manga, but in the live action show, it is so much more evocative and so much more thought provoking. It really sets the tone for the remainder of the show. But with the manga, I don't feel as though that effect came across really well. And one thing I don't understand is how nobody was able to find a deck of cards, considering that there are stores all over the place and everything is free. There are basically no laws, no rules, and there are so many stores. I'm pretty sure they would have been able to find a deck of cards and cheat the system entirely. After all, the games are about how clever you are and how much you're willing to survive. And how much you're willing to sacrifice in order to stay alive. So, yeah, I feel as though finding a deck of cards would have totally cracked the system and probably saved many more lives. So, this is the volume in which Shuntaro Chishiya betrays Arisu as well, which also hurt. It cut quite deeply since Chishiya is one of my favorite characters. But if you're clever, and I thought Arisu was clever enough, you wouldn't trust Chishiya, but rather keep an eye on him, because he is much more clever than you are in any case, and he is many, many more steps ahead in the game than you are. So keep an eye on Chishiya, but never trust him, especially with something as important as where the cards are hidden and where one might be able to find the whole deck. So, yeah, this is the one, just in case you haven't guessed yet, where they find the beach, where Danma or Hatter is killed, and where Niragi and Aguni basically take over the beach, and now it's all going to um, become a brutal place to survive in. The beach, the utopia, um, it will not be the same. I'm pretty sure there's the Ten of Hearts game coming up in the next volume as well, which will also be quite traumatizing. But yeah, one thing at a time for now. Basically, the volume ended with Arisu being tied up, all his senses being taken away from him, and only one day remaining on his visa, so he wouldn't know when he is about to die, which is a horrible way of going. But since he's the main character, he obviously has plot armor, so I mean, I know that he will not die, not only because I watched the show, but because I have some common sense as well. So the live action show overall really does follow the manga well, but there are some slight differences. For example, there is the game with the bulb and the risk of everyone getting electrocuted. Um, in the show, and Arisu was quite an important character in completing that game. Even though there was Anne to overlook everything, but in the manga volume, Arisu was not playing the game, and Anne managed to solve it anyway. Then there's also Usagi, who deserves way better, and Aguni and Niragi are absolute pieces of shit. I mean, the way that sexual assault and non-consensual, non-consensual situations come up is very interesting as well, considering that this is a land where there are no rules, where people can do anything they want, and they think that they can take advantage of whoever is weaker than they are. Basically, there are predators and prey, as you would find in nature. There is also the dehumanization of people, which is completely scary to think about, even at the beach. And Usaki definitely um, deserves better throughout. I can't wait to read the rest since there's so much going on, and I do want to see how the manga really saves Arisu from the demise that Niragi and Agony set up for him, basically. So I have read the third volume already as well, but I don't really remember much of it. I'm just a massive fan of the show. I think the show is way better than the manga series. It is definitely one of my favorite pieces of content of all time, and pieces of pop culture. I love it entirely, and I am a massive fan of the concept. Um, and I do have a bit of an idea of what will happen in Volume 3 as well. We'll eventually be exposed to the face cards as well once all the regular cards are discovered. I also look forward to receiving Volumes 4, 5, and 6 because I ordered those just a couple of days ago from World of Books. And supposedly, I am going to be receiving Volume 7, 8, and 9 for my birthday, and that will complete my collection. So I look forward to having all the volumes in the Alice in Borderland series as well. I will, of course, make a video about that, but that is all I had to say about Alice in Borderland Volume 2 by Haro Aso. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Take a look at the rest of my content because why not? It's absolutely amazing. And I will see you in the next one, hopefully, very, very soon. Bye, guys.